He's taking his foot off the gas right at the end of the race. The New York Times reports the decision to skip campaigning over the crucial Thanksgiving holiday weekend has Walker's Republican allies airing frustrations and concerns about his campaign strategy in the final stretch of the overtime election against Senator Warnock. Democrats, they point out, have gotten a head start on Republicans in their early voting push and are drowning out the GOP on the airwaves, outspending them 2-1. The paper continues. Time is running out fast for Walker to make inroads with the moderate conservatives who did not support him during the general election. So, Jen Psaki, it's very rich that Republicans now, 5 days away, are realizing that Herschel Walker might be a bad candidate and doesn't campaign well.
Right.
He hasn't taken questions
We
from
knew
reporters.
months ago, Willie. We knew months ago.
Exactly. Hasn't taken questions from reporters in 2 months.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's this new rule. Reporters can't get within 20 feet of Herschel Walker so that they can't even shout questions to him. But, with all that said, there's a new Emerson poll today that has Warnock up only 2 points. Still kind of a margin of error race there.
Yeah, look, Georgia is a purple state. This is not a state, even with the strength of Reverend Warnock as a strong candidate and a powerful candidate, it still is going to be a close race. There are some very good signs here, Willie, not just Herschel Walker's craziness every time he opens his mouth about vampires or whatever he may be talking about. Also, the fact that the early turnout numbers are so high. Women are turning out. Young people are turning out. These are groups, well, we don't know who everybody voted for, but are typically good for Democrats, and Democrats have been really focusing on turning out. The other interesting sign to me in this race is that in the weeks post the election, the Walker campaign, their names are so similar. The Walker campaign was running ads on transgender, attacking transgender people, right? This, to me, tells me they're still trying to appeal to conservatives and get them in line. And that is a better sign for Warnock.
I just wonder, Joe, if actually they're not concerned about him not doing much in the final run of the campaign. Perhaps perhaps less is more at this point, because every time he gets on stage, it's crazy.
From now on, when a candidate decides they're not going to debate, they're not going to go out and campaign aggressively, and people are pushing the candidate's going to go, yeah, but Katie Hobbs. Carrie Lake was chasing a ghost and never caught her. It's still amazing how little Katie Hobbs did publicly. But she won, which Jim Messina, again, I always said, you can't beat something with nothing. You can't beat something with nothing. Well, I'm not so sure anymore. I know Katie Hobbs is a great public servant. She did extraordinarily well as Secretary of State, All-American. She'd be very grateful for the strength that she showed when American democracy was on the line, and I salute her for that. As far as her campaign goes, nothing. She basically ghosted Carrie Lake, and she won, which again goes back to our theme of the day, which is, again, this extremism that we're seeing in the House, this extremism that we saw in Arizona, this extremism that we're now seeing in Georgia in these ads. I mean, it's just, again, it's not working. It's malpractice, and yet they keep doing it over and over again.
They keep nominating these crazy candidates who are just terrible. And if you're going to run a Carrie Lake, then the Democrats should go away. I'm with Mika on Georgia. I think it's actually smart for Walker to just go away for a little bit.
Don't talk.
Don't talk.
Please.
You look at the ad that Warnock has on the air right now. It is literally Herschel Walker talking for 60 seconds about vampires.
Blithering.
And it is just, it's driving voters. And this is now a turnout election. After $300 million of spending, there is not one swing voter left in Georgia. This is about turnout, and Democrats should let Herschel Walker talk all they want.
Right.
Bring Barack and Michelle Obama in there to finish the turnout battle and win this election and get over it.
And I was down in Georgia this summer, and because of the changes in the rules down there, the Democrats were very focused on turnout. So they were extra focused this cycle because of what had happened in the state legislature, and they were going to make sure they got the turnout. And that operation is still effective for this
And they got the
election
court
too.
win.
And they got the court win.
ability for people to vote on Saturday.
Yep. All right, Jim Messina, thank you so much. Great to have you in. And still ahead on Morning Joe, the latest on the looming railroad strike and what Congress is doing about it. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg will join us for more on that. Plus, our next guest